welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley Long. I'm using it for the very first time. Isn't that something? And I have Tammie Moore, who is the campus director at SLCC in Morgan City, but also we just found out that she is also the interim director at the campus in Franklin. We'll talk more about that coming up shortly. But what I really want to talk about now, and this is going to get real, I'll tell people we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that is COVID. And really, how have you guys handling that? Are you able to bounce back? Because now I won't say we're over the hump because I don't know what hump we're on right now, but we are kind of getting away from a lot of the mask mandates. So how are you guys coping?
So we have a lot of different things that are going on in reference to COVID. We actually have a large portion of the people who show up on campus who respect the mask mandates. There are some interest requirements, and they typically follow it. They don't give us much kickback or push about it. Mm-hmm. We have had to become really strategic in what we offer and training in reference to figuring out what are the current needs of business and industry and how many people are willing to come and get the training in order to go to work. So what we're hearing from our business and industry partners is that they have lots of jobs, but people just don't want to come to work. And the reality is, we've had a really large population of the people who have been receiving benefits. And, the reality is they've gotten comfortable, and it's like, why go to school and why go to work and why go to whatever, when I can stay home and, still get this specific amount of money on a weekly, monthly, whatever basis. So it has impacted how we serve, who we serve, the number of people we serve, and how we address the needs of what business and industry is asking for.
Now, I told you we're going to get real right now. So
yes.
You're going to still be the campus director, but we're going to have a real conversation. And part of that is we have so many businesses that are closing. They're closing their doors, and they're not reopening. And then people take to social media and say, why are they closing? It's time for you guys to support. But if they don't have the workforce, then what are you going to do? But the problem that I see is that, I'll tell you, I did my fair share of schooling. I worked hard. I worked for free. I built up my resume. But I think it's something about the mindset. I want to get my degree and go make $65,000 right away. Are you finding that to be an issue?
So, yes, we face that issue every day. And I mean, it's probably a little bit worse than you realize. There's just a sense of entitlement in society today. What we commonly hear at conferences is that we live in a society of the microwave generation. Everybody want it now. They want it all right now. They want it quick, fast, and in a hurry, and they want the whole cow at once. So it's been a challenge trying to navigate what we need to do and how to prepare for that mindset. So we have actually had to be real specific in what we offer, because not only do we have to meet the needs of business and industry, but we have to offer programs that people actually want. So, but as far as the I want it now mentality, it is really at an all-time high. I mean, we get people who want to come. They don't want any training for one, but if they do come in and get some training, they want to come do 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, and make $60,000. Well, that's typically not how it works. You exactly like you said, you went to school, you did your 4 years of schooling. I mean, I've been in school since as long as I can remember. And I've worked my butt off. I mean, training after degree after degree, and certifications and professional development to make a sustainable wage. And it's just like, baby, you can't drop out of school or graduate from high school, not have any additional training, and get paid the same thing that the people who put in the work get paid.
And I'm glad you mentioned it's not just schooling. It's not just that. Like you said, there's professional development, and then of course there is also just additional training. And some people in some fields have to go yearly.
Yes.
Or maybe
to
twice a
maintain
year.
their certifications and keep their credentials. And you have to stay on top of what the best practices are. So for the entitled people or the people with the entitlement mindset, they make it hard for the people who have put in the time. And then you get the struggles of business and industry who can't find enough trained people to do the job. Like, people want to come to work and play on their phones and do absolutely nothing and get paid. Like,
Come on.
baby, you got hired to be here for 8 hours to do a job, and we need you to
better.
show up and
Don't
do your
make me-
job.
Look, I'm about to get out my element here. I'm telling you, you're speaking the language that more and more people need to have this conversation. We're going to come back because you talked about to meet the needs of the people and the different programs. There's a couple of programs that I like to see. Let's see if you guys can make it happen. We'll see. Come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast with yours truly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danika Foley, and I'm here with Tammie Moore, who is the campus director at SLCC at the Morgan City campus, in addition to the interim campus director at the site in Franklin. Now, we talked about entitlement, and girl, it was good. If y'all missed the first half, then y'all come on back and watch it again. But you talked about meeting the needs of the people. Now, there are some programs that I think would do well in our area. And I won't call out any specific names, but kudos to the young lady who just opened or will be opening a new massage salon. I don't know what you want to call it, massage center. And also there's another one that has opened or will open a hair salon. And there are maybe a couple of others that I know that do hair either out of their home or they have a shop. Why don't we have cosmetology or massage therapy offered at SLCC in Morgan City or Franklin?
Okay, so we don't have them at Franklin, but we do have the program in Abbeville. So there is a there's a cosmetology program there. So, and we get this question a lot. People always ask, why do you not have barber school? Why do you not have cosmetology? Why do you not have? Well, the answer is that we can only offer or create programs that are considered high wage, high demand by the Louisiana Department of Labor.
Girl, you know how much cosmetologists
So,
make?
but it's more of a reporting
and massage
issue.
therapists.
So what tends to happen, and the reports that we consistently get back when we inquire about starting these programs, is that when they look at the reports from the labor market and from tax documents, the reporting shows that it's not high wage, high demand. So because of that, it's difficult for us to justify or lay the groundwork for the need that we can't prove in data.
Well, they looking at tax documents. They ain't none of my business. Okay. I get you. I understand now.
So that's the reason why we can't. If it's not high wage, high demand for our labor market, it's not going to happen.
Gotcha. Okay. Just recently, SLCC in Morgan City, you guys just opened up this home health lab. You had a ribbon cutting. We were there. And when I think of home health, I'm like, what exactly home health? I'm thinking about like the culinary school, but that's not it.
No.
What exactly is it?
So the program is a program that it's a lab that's in addition to the practical nursing lab and the nursing fundamentals lab that we already have on campus. And it's designed to be an added piece for the students who come in the Certified Nursing Assistant program, which is CNAs, and in the LPN program. So the lab is designed to give them a realistic look or feel for what it's like to go into the actual home of someone and provide them with the service and the needs in their environment. So it is set up to where it has like furniture and different things that are realistic to those type environments as an added piece of what it's like to go out into the field or the home health field and work with patients.
Okay. Now, this is, of course, like you said, a part of the nursing program. And when you have a lab, usually it's like an hour credit. Like, was that how that works when you say a lab?
Yes.
Or?
So typically it goes along with another course. So the CNA program, when it was a credit program, it was equal to 5 credits. In that program, there are geriatrics and specific things that are specific to meeting the needs of the program in reference to what is expected when you go out in that capacity. So, is there. And so we don't really offer it for credit anymore.
Okay.
But it's offered through corporate college. However, if someone was to come in and take the program, and then they were to do it as a stepping stone, they do CNA first and then come into our LPN program, then they can get advanced placement and credit.
Okay.
So you don't have to take it again in the LPN program. You do have a course challenge where you have to meet the skills, you have to pass the skills assessment, and if the skills assessment is the requirements of that are met, then you get the option of not taking those 5 credit hours in the practical nursing program.
Gotcha. Okay. Lastly, how was this made possible? Where would the funds come from for
The
this?
funding was a partnership, and this is a project that's happening at multiple campuses with LHC, and the group is out of Lafayette, and it's done in phases. So many of the different campuses, all the campuses who house LPN program, each got one of those labs. So we were in the second set of receiving our labs and the installation.
Okay, sounds good. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about, the whole Franklin site. You becoming the interim campus director for that. So come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I am your host, Danika Foley. With me, we have Tammie Moore, who is the campus director at SLCC in Morgan City, but also now the interim director over at the campus in Franklin. Before we get to that, you have a new nursing program that is going to be up and starting pretty soon, right?
Yes,
It's
so
gonna
we
be-
actually have a new program or a new class.
That's right.
That's going to start in January.
Yeah.
So the way that works is we have students who are general studies for practical nursing students currently, and they are taking some of the courses that are prereqs or which help them in the process of getting admitted into or accepted into the PN program. So that selection process does take place in August. In the fall term anyway. So we'll start preparing and sending out emails in August, and we typically do the selection right around September, October-ish.
Right.
So they know who they are, and they'll be ready to begin in January.
Now, is that the LPN program? It's
Yes,
LPN, right?
it's
But
LPN.
do you also have a CNA program that's also currently running? Or
So
will
we
be
have a
running soon?
CNA class that's going to start soon. We have been trying very hard to get instructors for that
Okay.
program and keep them interested in teaching. So we have a class that's going to be starting soon, and it's a partnership with St. Mary Parish School Board.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit now about how you got this new position as the interim campus director in Franklin.
Okay, so we've had some changes, people are, moving around and moving about, and we just have some changes that are taking place. So the campus director position in Franklin, I'm kind of excited about it because, Franklin is near and dear to my heart. I'm a graduate of Franklin Senior High, and I live on that end of the parish. So we don't have anything solid in place yet in reference to a plan. We do have a new plan that will be coming out in the near future. We have a new chancellor, Dr. Vincent June, and he's rolling out some things that we need to do, what we're going to be doing and what the plan is for the different campuses. So in considering that, we've been meeting with the elected officials and the business and industry partners of the area, just trying to get ideas. So because we need to know what the needs are. Like even with the change and what's going on with COVID and all of that, we need to know like what are the needs.
Yeah.
So we're kind of in the phase of assessing what the needs are.
Okay.
And as soon as we know what they are, we will put some things into place in reference to getting trained, training taking place.
Right.
We do still currently have the business program that's online and the general studies online at that campus. We also host an adult ed program there. So we do have the adult ed options. Enrollment is ongoing. So we just need to, stay focused with what we know is working.
Right.
They say if it ain't broke, don't fix
That's
it.
right, right.
So we're going to keep moving in that direction, but we're going to see what we can add and how we can be of a benefit to the people of the Franklin community.
And you mentioned Dr. Vincent June. It was a pleasure and honor to actually get a chance to interview him prior to him actually becoming the chancellor. And now he is the chancellor. Got an opportunity to talk to him once the move was made. And you talk about that new strategic plan. I want to know what's kind of new, what's on the horizon that you can talk about, that you do know is coming or is in play right now.
So actually, it's not really anything solid, to be honest. What he did do is he actually went to the 9 different parishes, and he had what was called a VIP tour in every one of those areas and at each of the campuses. So who were invited were the elected officials and the leaders of those specific communities. And he just really had a heart-to-heart, like, what have we not done? What are the gaps? What's missing? What would you like to see? How can we better meet your needs?
Yeah.
Like, what are the trends? Like, what is it that's really, really needed for these specific areas? So he has been very, very careful and considerate in figuring out how, as one college, you address the needs of all those different areas, but still remaining solid. So that's basically where we are. We're still in the planning, but we should know something soon. And as soon as we know something and we start to create some new things, I'll come back.
All right.
Well,
Well, look, I'm actually pretty excited because, you're saying that it's not there just yet, but we might get a massage therapy class, might get conference. I don't know. Y'all saying that's some, he's really, I love the fact that he got all of the pretty much stakeholders and, business leaders, got advice from them, or, put all heads, bring all heads to the table. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. He's telling me to wrap up. Come on back. We have one more segment left right here on The Voice of the Coast, and we have Tammie Moore, campus director. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Again, I'm your host, Danika Foley. With me, we have Tammie Moore, who is the campus director at 2 facilities, one of which is the interim director at the Franklin site and campus director at the Morgan City SLCC. Something we don't always talk about, we talk about all the programs you guys offer, the different classes that are coming up, but we don't ever talk about, once you have the degree, what do you do with it? Meaning, how do you interview? How to dress for an interview. Do you guys even talk about that kind of stuff? Do you offer anything to help the students become good applicants?
Yes. So that is that's an issue. And it's not like it's a local issue. It's not a Louisiana issue. This is a global issue. Like, I can't count the times that I've been on conferences, and the thing is, people just don't know how to interview. It's considered soft skills. They don't know how to speak to people in authority. They don't know how to create a resume. They don't know how to dress. They don't know proper protocol in reference to just simple things as handshake, looking people in the eye, hanging your head. Just the simple basics of how to sell yourself. Like, why are you the best candidate for this job or this position or whatever? Like, how do you sell yourself? And what is appropriate in those situations. So we do offer several different ways we offer the training in that area. We have a transfer program through the college, and they actually help with resumes. They do mock interviews, the whole 9, to prepare you in that area. As long as you're a student in either adult ed, any of our degree programs, or corporate college, you have access to those resources. So that's one way. But also in the corporate college programs, more specifically, is where we see that more common. They build it into the programs now. So like for right now, the machine tool technology instructor, he's actually teaching a 2-week course on tool handling, because you have so many people who come into these industrial trade positions, they get the training, or they come in and they don't even know the basics for things as simple as a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. Like how to properly handle or hold a hammer or a drill.
Take care of your tools, like
exactly.
Really. Yeah.
So that has been a challenge for us, and it's an ongoing issue. So a lot of it has to do with different things: respect, entitlement, some of those other things we've already talked about. But we do offer training in those areas.
Something else we don't talk about: do you guys offer internships? Like, do you help them get internships, paid and non-paid?
So all of our programs actually have an advisory board, and the requirement is that you have to have people in business and industry on your board. So we do offer those opportunities with the people who support us and the stakeholders in the area. We do internships, and whatever they need. Some of them do, it's part of the curriculum. You can get credit for it and go and work for the employer and earn the the credit with hands-on experience or work experience through that format.
Now we're getting closer to the summer, and usually the summertime is when a lot of delinquent activity starts to really run rampant. So you want to get those kids, especially between 16 and 23, you want to get them into jobs. You guys you're working with Acadiana Workforce Solutions, right?
Yes.
And they're offering jobs to students who can have real jobs.
Yes.
You know?
So the program that you're referencing is the Work Experience Program, and it falls under the umbrella of the WIOA program. What they are doing is they are allowing students between the ages of 16 and 24 to be employed through them, and they're housed at different sites in the area. We specifically have a number of students who are located at our site in the Office of Student Affairs and around the campus, and they're basically getting the work experience on, clerical type stuff, like based on what they want to do. They try to fit them in an area in which they want to pursue future careers or goals, but it's just to give them the experience of customer service and how to talk to people.
I love it.
So
I love
it's
it.
a program that's up and running, and if you want to be a part of that, contact the workforce office.
All right. See you guys next time. Take care.